Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Guys, I hope you're all doing well. It's been a little while since myself and Alex jumped on, but this I know we always say we've been busy. This time I think we really have been busy. We've been making a lot of content. We just haven't been making the podcast. But Alex, how are you doing?
I'm good, yeah. We're on the same time zone now, Peter.
Amazing. It makes such a difference.
Not
Alex does
forever.
not understand the perils of trying to do a call like 6 o'clock at as I do say bedtime. Doesn't work. Does not
Yeah.
work.
No,
But
no.
Alex, how are you doing, man?
Good. I'm just echoing what you're saying. Like we've just been working on so much stuff,
Yeah.
and yeah, the podcast was something that just seemed to take a backseat for a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I think we're going to start getting back into it, especially now because we've got quite a lot to talk about um, with Trojan selling, which is a new project we've been working on. Kind of relates to a lot of the stuff we've been doing in the past, and it's just like kind of the next stage of our journey together.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, I mean, do you want to give people
Yeah.
like a very, very, very high level of like where the idea came from and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. Well, look, the whole idea behind Trojan selling came from when we launched this baby here, the Apex Series mountain bike goggles, which is currently available from all good stores near you. But it came from that, and we launched that product, and I think I certainly, and you probably too, but we were expecting, I suppose, you know, nice, strong sales out the gate. And it was a little bit slower than we would have liked. But look, we're business people, we understand. So we have to adapt and figure out like what's going wrong and how can we solve it. So what we figured out was that people didn't really, I don't want to say they didn't believe us, but they kind of didn't realize they needed this improvement, right? They didn't need to change what they were already using. Okay. But we knew that if people used our product, because it's a premium product, right? It's really high quality. We left no stone unturned in that regard. People used our product that they would fall in love with it, right? But traditionally that was a very difficult thing. And the only thing we could do to get people to purchase our product, bar like having the nice website and all that, and we had a grand website, we're actually getting that redone at the moment, but was lower the price. And we lowered the price to a point where I would argue it wasn't sustainable, but regardless, it started getting a little bit of engagement. People started to buy it, but not in huge numbers. Again, we were undervaluing the product, the price we were selling at. But the feedback from those that bought it was really positive. So
Mm.
again, we it came back to the question: how do we get this product into the hands of people and get them using it, right? And funny, Alex, it actually comes down to mattresses, right? I know it's gas, right? So I was buying a new mattress, and myself and my wife we were looking at different mattresses and all this kind of stuff. And for some reason, Emma mattresses started targeting me online, right? Now I'd never heard of Emma mattresses, but they started targeting me. I started having a look, and I soon realized that this company was worth over $1 billion. Now, when a company is worth $1 billion, you generally sit up and think, okay, what are these guys doing that's different than everyone else, right? Basically. And I discovered that what Emma did, or does rather, is they allow people to purchase the mattress, bring it home, or rather get it delivered, use it for 200 nights. And if at the 199th night, people decide, you know what, this is not for me, I do not want this, please take it back. They can, right? And that to me was like a really compelling offer because I was like, oh, I'm spending all this money, but I feel like I'm not taking a risk. I feel like I can always change my mind, which is like really reassuring because as a consumer, when I purchase a product online, I'm taking a huge risk that the product is as described. And if something goes wrong or something breaks, that I can return it and the company won't ghost me, right? Whereas
Mm.
Emma were basically saying, look, we got your back. If this is not for you, we will take it back and that's it. You will not be out of pocket. Now, I remember I was sitting in bed. I said, Julie, I figured it out. Julie's my wife. And she said, what have you figured out? I said, I know how to sell Apex. And basically, what it boils down to is instead of even asking people to pay up front for our product, I felt we had to go a step further than Emma, right? We had to permit people to use our product for a set period, which we agreed with 30 days, test it out, bring it on the trails, do everything they would do with the products if they were a full on purchaser, but only cover the shipping and handling. And at the end of that 30 days, right? We would charge the balance. Okay. Now, you know, and I know what happened when we implemented that, right? We were really nervous. Like it was a scary thing, but at the same time, I
Yeah.
just said, you know what, this is going to work. I had a really good feeling about it. And we implemented it. We actually raised our price. We invited our customers to try the product out for £10 shipping and handling. And sales, like they increased. Like we went from a conversion rate of 0.7% up to I think 2.3%. Okay, with our basic website, we didn't change anything else about the website, bar increasing the price of the product, but we gave people that trial first. And what I learned in that entire experience, right, is that, you know, if we shift our entire model from sell first to trust first, and if we get the customer to trust us, everything after that, including the sale and, you know, future referrals and all that, it comes naturally. So
Mm.
that is where my friend Trojan Selling was born. That's where it came from, and the rest, as they say, is history. It's just it's we're on a train now, and it's I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. Like we've yeah.
Yeah, totally. Um, I mean, so from there, it's gone to building out coaching and helping other people implement this into their business. So we're currently, I don't know when you'll be listening to watching this, but right now we're actually looking for people to work with completely for free to
Mhm.
implement this, just in return for a case study to start getting some results to show people how powerful this method is. And it's not just, I think it's probably worth pointing out as well that this isn't just like a thing where we're going to just implement like a try before you buy thing in someone's business. There's way more to it than that
Mm.
that makes a system work. The try before you buy thing is kind of part of it, but then there's a lot of other components to it that make it like supercharged.
Mm.
Um, so that's kind of where we're at now. But then since we've decided to go all in on this, um, we're still coaching students, we're still working with people, helping them grow their businesses, selling physical products online. But we're kind of moving up a level and away from, or we've moved away from this a while ago, just completely solely selling on Amazon.
Mm.
And our focus is for the last probably year or two has been to create this long-lasting brand. And I feel Trojan selling is just a way to reinforce this even more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of just the next, I would probably call it the next stage of our evolution as coaches, sellers, what I don't know what you would even call us, um, entrepreneurs, people doing things.
Doing your best.
Yeah, just doing your best, trying to help people out. So it's exciting, but it's taken up so much of our time, and we've had to like build a lot of the stuff ourselves because the things that we need are not even available on platforms like Shopify for sellers right now, which is great. Like means we're entering into like a blue ocean, so we'll be first to market, which is fantastic. But at the same time, it means we have to be the leaders and go and build all this stuff and be the first people to pioneer it, which is scary at the same time because we've both been working super hard on different things. And I feel that's just taking up so much of our time and energy right now that other things have I just had to give. And the podcast was one of them.
Yeah, but you know, Alex, I'm actually passionately excited about this. Like I see the difference in how consumers interact with us when we use trust first. Like it's completely transformed the game. Like I wouldn't launch a product now, like certainly a premium product, without doing a trust first offer. I feel it's just the only way in my head. I don't wouldn't want to launch it another way. And people will say, "Oh, but like, will your customers steal from you?" Or, "Oh, you know what? I don't believe that's a good idea. You shouldn't be doing that." It's like, no, no, no. You have to look at the bigger picture. I, I trust our customers. I do. I trust people are inherently good. I trust in human psychology, the law of reciprocity. That you know, if you give to someone, they will give back many times over. Um, and all that is what's founded this. So what I'm doing and what you are doing is we're actually like we are building out frameworks, models, systems, tools, apps that make it possible for any business, small, medium, large, super large, whatever, to implement this type of offer inside their company and inside their processes. And we do it in a way that, you know what, it's not like um, they should be nervous. Like we're able to say, well, look, this is the numbers you can expect. This is what is happening. Like it's all numbers based, but we're doing it in a way that as I said, ultimately, people will sell in a way they've never sold before. But I hazard a guess, once they do, like us, like me and you wouldn't want to go selling the other way again.
No, completely, completely. So we're on this journey now, and I think we're going to be talking about this quite a lot in future podcast episodes and YouTube videos as well, depending on where you're watching or listening to this. But this, to me, is the new way of selling physical products in 2025 and just the future, especially with the advancements in AI. And we're kind of living in this age now where it's all about being, well, it's never been more important to be as authentic and transparent as possible. And one of the best ways to do that when you're selling a product is literally to give it a customer and say, try this and pay me only if you want it. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no matter what the price tag is. So that's where we're at. That's what me and Peter believe in. That is what we're going to like stake our flag in this
That
and sword in the
100%.
hill about. And yeah, we really do strongly get behind this.
But like the reality is, like, if you go out to, like, buy a product or try out a product, you actually want it. And most people, if it does exactly what it says on the tin, to borrow that phrase, like, people don't want to send it back. They're happy. I think the biggest risk for people when they're buying a product, what goes through their mind is like, A, will this actually do what I want? Like, that's ultimately it. But if it does what they want and in a way that they're happy and that, really it solves that purpose for them, people don't want to send it back. There's always
Mm,
the odd one person, but like, we're talking numbers here. Like when I sell products on Amazon, like, there's always returns. Every day I get emails saying, "Oh, this has been returned," or "This has been returned." I don't even think of it. This is the
mm,
exact same, but in fact, I'd hazard a guess. This is much stronger, as I said, going back to human psychology and also, yeah, we're going to build that entire ecosystem on this. This is, as I do say, no small project. This is a huge project.
mm,
This is potential to impact so many lives and change so many businesses for the better. And I think change the way people sell. Like,
mm,
it actually is that powerful.
mm.
And it's up to myself and Alex to do it justice.
Yeah,
So we're getting
totally.
started.
Yeah. Yeah, so stay tuned, guys. We're gonna have some real cool stuff coming up. And yeah, we're gonna be back on the podcast train.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, guys, look, take care and we'll see you soon, okay?
Ta-ra.